Hi, welcome to week 9 of Music and Movement. This week we're talking about music for infants and toddlers. And when I think of music for infants and toddlers, I think of lullabies. Now, of course, we don't just use lullabies, but that is a huge part of singing to small children because we are often trying to soothe them. Of course, we're trying to teach them and play with them and have fun with them too. But soothing is often what we use music for. So um, let's talk about lullabies. The language of lullabies. Sharing music with young children is a playful, energizing experience. You can think of songs by Raffi, Hap Palmer, you've learned about him now, Kathy Fink, Miss Jackie, Ella Jenkins, you know her now too. We've got lots of other wonderful composers for children that we've encountered along this quarter, and I hope you use them prodigiously within your teaching programs. So many talented others. Learning music and words together, often accompanied by hand and body motions, is a wonderful way to wire brain connections for children's learning, as well as bringing children pleasure. They like it. It's fun for them. Patty Cake, Twinkle Twinkle, all those wonderful songs that you can use movement with. Lullabies are a special kind of song. Lullabies have been used across centuries and across cultures. Caregivers have created these cradle songs and melodies to calm children and to soothe babies into slumber. Young children have so many stresses in today's world. They may be rushed by the hectic schedules of employed parents because little children become frustrated when they're rushed. Or perhaps they're affected by a divorce or parental fighting. Depression in a parent with too few personal supports or playmates who tease because a child is different or doesn't wear the in brand of sneakers, for example, or sucks a thumb still, or gives too many or too few answers in class. Lullabies help children relax, helps their bodies to sink into that somatic certainty of feeling safe and well cared for, and drift off into sleep. The soothing melodies and rhythms are almost hypnotic. Quiet stanzas repeat over and over with an endearing and enduring familiarity that reassures and comforts children. How important are lullabies for children? During the 13th century, the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II decided to leave some infants in the care of foster mothers who were forbidden to talk to their babies. Of course, that kind of study could never happen in today's time because we care about the outcome of people. The emperor reasoned that when the children began to talk, nursemaids could then report the children's earliest words. The emperor thought he would learn from the kind and manner of the baby's early speech what were the first and most ancient of languages. But can you guess how this horrible experiment worked out? Without the nurturing that loving words and lullabies provide, all the babies died. As the chronicler Silembene observed, the songs are called swaddling songs, which a woman sings while she is rocking the cradle. Without them, a child sleeps badly and has not rest. For another reference to this narrative, you can see the significance of touch in young children's lives by Frances Carlson in Young Children. Young Children is a magazine, and it was in the 2005 edition of July, Lullabies can be learned from grandparents and other family members or from audio cassettes. For example, Pillow Full of Wishes by Kathy Fink and Marcy Marxer. The New York Times cited Nina Nana Lullabies, 1500 to 2002, sung by soprano Montserrat Figueroa, as one of the finest classical CD recordings of 2003. Caregivers can learn lullabies from books, picking out the simple, hold on. 30, there we go. The simple melodies on a piano or guitar, and then sharing the songs with infants and young children. Lullaby lyrics may vary, since so often the songs are ancient and their origins lost in the midst of time. Some modern lullabies soothe with melody and rhythm without words. Babies do not care what language you sing a lullaby. They settle down if the melody is soothing and gentle and repetitive. They love to hear the same familiar, treasured songs over and over. Although the goal of all lullabies is the same, to soothe and calm, some songs have darker themes, and I'll share one with you later. So teachers will want to think about which lullabies they choose to sing for infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. Lullabies provide a rich resource for enhancing multicultural breadth in an early childhood program. Along with customs and costumes, ethnic food and folk tales, we need to remember to include songs and lullabies from many cultures and nations as part of the early childhood social studies curriculum. Unlike special and infrequent events, like celebrating holidays or enjoying the customs of other cultures, like a piñata for birthday parties, teachers can share lullabies from over the world every day. It doesn't need to be a special day. It can be any day. And from the tiniest babies to kindergarten age children who still need rest times, they will appreciate that and they will learn from that. You can invite family members to come in and share lullabies from their culture with the class. A caregiver's willingness to learn lullabies from another land is a welcome sign for families of a program's acceptance and appreciation of their culture. Although lullaby's main purpose is to settle young children into sleep, the words sometimes reveal the singer's feelings about life. They reflect many different impulses of the heart and soul. While the predominant theme expresses deep love for the baby, here are some of the variant longings, worries, wishes, and rejoicings woven into the words of lullabies from many nations. Religious beliefs and prayers are also threaded through many lullabies, as reflected in the words of Brahms' lullaby. Lay thee down now to rest, may thy slumber be blessed. And also, there's a lullaby from the opera Hansel and Gretel by Engelbert Humperdinck. When at night I go to sleep, 14 angels watch do keep. The gentle words of the Welsh lullaby all through the night lovingly promise, sleep, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night. Guardian angels God will send thee all through the night. Soft the drowsy hours are creeping, hill and vale in slumber sleeping. Love alone his watch is keeping all through the night. Lullabies in Arabic often invoke the protection of Allah for the infant, while lullabies from European nations that are predominantly Catholic may invoke the protection of a special saint for the baby's well-being. Tenderness marks the passage of, or the message of most lullabies across the world. At times, the singer may make heroic efforts to consider the baby blameless despite adult fatigue and lengthy exertions to lull the child to sleep. The Argentine lullaby, Arroro mi niño, arroro mi sol, lullaby my little child, lullaby my sunshine, assures the listener that the baby really wants to sleep, but that naughty dream just won't come. And even when baby closes his darling little eyes, they just open again. It is the dreams that are naughty, not the baby. This song ends with a special burst of love and a prayer that angels sent by God will protect the baby. From Nicaragua comes the lullaby Niño Precioso, which rapturously sings, precious child, more priceless than ermine, smiling child, God of love. A mother's selfless generosity echoes in the words of the Polish lullaby, I Lulu. Although I am not beautiful and will never be rich, I ask for nothing because you are my own. In earlier times, a young indentured servant girl forced to rock a cradle might sing a lullaby that expresses her discontent with attending the mistress's child for hours and hours. For example, in a Yiddish lullaby from Eastern Europe before World War II, the soothing refrain, I, you, hushaby, is accompanied by other themes. Your mother went out on errands, your father is out making a living. Other girls dance and play, but I must sing to you. Other girls get candies to eat, but I must wash your diapers. So liu until your mother comes. What about this familiar lullaby? Rock-a-bye baby in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough bends, the cradle will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all. They may have been conjured in just such a situation by a hired helper tired of endless cradle rocking, although some sources say that this song was composed in 1874 by a woman who had earlier heard a Native American woman living in her home sing this melody for the baby of the family. That's interesting. Folk lullabies sometimes reflect how difficult women's lives can be when babies continue to be sleepless and restless. In some lullabies, weary of trying to get the baby to sleep, the singer calls up threatening images to scare the child into sleep, as in the Trinidad Creole lullaby that says, "If my baby will not sleep, the big cat will come and eat you up." The words of one Ojibwe lullaby in the Algonquin language group say, "Hush, hush, hush, little baby. Go to sleep, do not cry, or the naked bear will eat you." So obviously, we don't want to sing songs like that to our littlest of littles. We want to comfort them and keep them feeling safe. But lullabies also can be funny. So, for instance, the very famous lullaby of the Mockingbird lullaby. Papa's gonna hush, little baby, don't say a word. So it starts off like this: hush, little baby, don't say a word. Papa's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird won't sing, Papa's going to buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring turns brass, Papa's going to buy you a looking glass. If that looking glass gets broke, Papa's going to buy you a billy goat. If that billy goat won't pull, Papa's going to buy you a cart and bull. If that cart and bull turn over, Papa's going to buy you a dog named Rover. If that dog named Rover won't bark, Papa's going to buy you a horse and cart. If that horse and cart fall down, you'll still be the sweetest little baby in town. So oftentimes the words can be nonsensical. They don't even need to make any sense. As we said, you can sing in all different languages as long as it's soothing and kind and the message is loving. Then the children will feel safe and comforted. And of course, having the rocking movement helps with that as well. So lullabies can also be old songs that can be sung faster in some instances, but some, if you turn it into a lullaby-ish song, then you can just sing it more slowly. The Froggy Went a Courtin' is an example of that. So it has kind of a fast-paced song or a rhythm to it, or tempo, and it goes, Froggy went a courtin' and he did ride, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Froggy went a courtin' and he did ride, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Froggy went a courtin' and he did ride, sword and pistol by his side, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But what if you slowed it down? Froggy went a courtin' and he did ride. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You see how you can just make it nice and slow and calm and sweet. But then when they're awake, maybe you make it a clapping game. Froggy went a courtin' and he did ride. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So then you're teaching the children to clap and learn rhythms. So babies and infants and toddlers learn so much from lullabies and finger plays and easy songs like the eensy weensy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the eensy weensy spider went up the spout again. So you're teaching vocabulary, you're teaching ear training, you're teaching words and language and word play. And if you do it in another language, then they can make those connections between the two languages. What about patty cake? Patty cake is a great one. Children love patty cake. So you literally hold the children's hands in your hands and you clap them together. So you're making them do the patty cake themselves. Patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it and it mark it with the B and throw it in the oven for baby and me. Or you can mark it with a K for Kelly and me. Mark it with a T for Tommy and me. Mark it with a R for Rahem and me. Any name. And so then, oh, that's the beginning of my name. Mark it with an S for Scarlett and me. They start learning, oh, that's the name, my name, and that's the first letter of my name. So there's learning involved, of course, as you know, infants and toddlers, that's all they're doing. They're just huge sponges. They're just learning machines. So, you know, infants and toddlers are always exploring sound and pitch and rhythm, even when they're just making their little cooing sounds. Ooh, ah. They're hearing that sound and they're playing with pitch. They're little musicians already. So if you're initiating it or repeating it back or playing these back and forth games, you will delight that infant or toddler. They love to do that call and response. Parents and caregivers respond to these expressions by imitating them, and this develops the infant's ability to communicate, beginning of the taking turns aspect of a conversation. So you're literally having a conversation with these little babies just by imitating them. Have you ever just blown a raspberry with a baby? Just go brrr, or poof, or brrr, and see what they do. They want to do it back. They want to imitate you. And you can see their eyes. They're studying your mouth. They're studying what you're doing so that they can too do it. So that's a conversation. So if you're singing to them and you're repeating things that they're doing, you are having a conversation. So learn as much as you can of all the different beautiful songs that you can sing to your littlest of friends, and keep enlarging your tool bag. You are continuously putting songs in your tool bag. So I will record a few of them here for you, and then I'd like you to find some. All right.